Welcome everybody. Hope you guys are having an awesome day and welcome to today's flight. Today we're going to do a full flight in the beautiful INIbuilds A340. Doing a full flight from Copenhagen from Denmark all the way over to Seattle in Washington, USA. We have a flight time of roughly 9 hours to 45 minutes. Going to fly a Scandinavian 937, so sit back, relax, get a nice cold drink and let's get the aircraft going and get to Seattle. Welcome aboard the Airbus A340-300. Let's get this baby powered up with battery 26.8. That is good enough, more than 26 volts. APU battery is also online. You can get the ground powers connected. And we have electricity power, so ADIR 1, 2 and 3 selected to the navigation position. Evacuation selected to captain. Oxygen to crew select on. Fire test we will do afterwards. Hydraulic pumps select to automatic mode. And electric pumps are selected off. Fuel pumps stay off for now. On our electricity panel, generators are all at fault. That is correct because the engines are off. On the packs are both 1 and 2 are selected fault. That is also great. APU bleed online. Anti-ice select off and window heat off. Exterior lights are set for now and seatbelt signs and smoking signs select on. Emergency lights select to the arm position. Go down to the pedestal and arm the transponder. Select Unicom for our departure. And let's select the guard frequency for our secondary. It is going to be 12150. Both sides. We listen to frequency 1 and 2. And set frequency U over to the payload page, and let's just select import from SimBrief. That is correct, and insta load. Payloads are great, and let's get you blanked out. Init page, and let's request our data for our winds. We are looking great on that page as well. So let's go to the next page. Zero fuel weight 149 and 26.7, so 149.1 26.7 84.2 tons of fuel, 84.2. And OFP for our fuel contains the fuel of 3.2. Alternate fuel of 3.0. Taxi fuel of 0.7. No, actually wrong, 0.6. And cruise winds, tailwind of 0 to 9. And let's go to our flight plan and our departure out of Copenhagen with this routing and impact page. Right, 2 to right by the Kolga to Charlie departure. So, departing 2 to right, Kolg to Charlie departure, and insert. Performance page. Go to the takeoff performance page, synchronize the weather and weight. And let's change U check. Runway conditions are dry. Flaps can be selected to 2 for departure and calculate. And let's now see. So we are with the limits 48. So 144, 49, 56. 144, 149, and then 156. And twisting altitude. No, sorry. Flaps to UP of 5.4. Flex temp of 48 degrees Celsius. And engine out altitude is 2010. That is correct. Can check U over to our secondary and put you to the flight plan page. And you can now take the fuel pumps on. Let's get the APU powered up at the same time. Aircraft is now fully loaded, so let's take you to phase primary. Alright, give me a couple of seconds. We are disconnecting ground power. Beacon light can come on. Parking brake, select off. Engine mode to start. And of course, engine number 1 and 3 can start it up. Flight director select on, and UCAM is selected to 5,000 feet. Sorry, 4,000 feet. And we have rotation N2 on engine 2, 1 and 3, so alright, let's start engine number 2 and 3.
And pull them tight.
Button, and let me just double check. So our fuel is 84. And what is our fuel supposed to be? Is correct. Zero fuel weight. Alright. Parking brake can be set. I do not know why you are saying that, but okay. Alright, we're just gonna have to live with that apparently, so we can just take you. Clear you. And you are starting up great. Yes. All engines are now operational and running, so engine mode back to normal, speed brakes, selected to the arm position, flaps, selected to position number 2, APU bleed, disconnect, and of course APU can come off. And let's go take you to the flight control page, and let's do a full right, full left, full up, full down, rudder left, rudder right, good and free. Transponder can stay as is, QNH is, let's pretty quickly set that, 1022, no slide to taxi, and turn off lights not needed on the daytime, so parking brake can come off, and just slight increase, not much. And we are rolling.
On runway 22, right.
Landing lights is on, no slide to takeoff. Rest of the lights can come to takeoff mode. And let's stop here. So parking brake can be off. So let's turn on the weather radar. Terrain radar can also come on as well. 4,000 feet, QNH 1022, range to 20 miles for the first, so we see you, and we have the traffic departing right there. Clock is great, everything else looking as it should be. Copenhagen traffic, Scandinavian 937 taking off from runway 22 right. So thrust to 40%. Chrono started on both sides. Flex temp. Oh, sorry, flex thrust has been set. And thrust has been set. We have
V1.
rotate. And nose to 15 degrees. Positive rate of climb, gear up. 1,000 feet. Nose down. Thrust selected to climb mode. And flaps 1. Nose lights can come off. Copenhagen traffic and event 937, clear of runway 20 right. Alright, slat speed, so flaps up. Selecting you to flight level 360. Sorry, 340. I put the wrong number. So 340 has been set. And aircraft 2,500 feet. Nothing more exciting will happen, so I'll just totally guess we are descending into Seattle. (11,300 feet. Let's get the landing lights and seatbelt signs on. We're now going to fly straight into runway 16 left for Seattle. Winds from 200 knots at 30 knots, so it will be a nice and easy landing. No weather or anything. We have some weather around here, but nothing over the airport, and there should be nothing. No rain, no nothing. Let's turn on the landing system on both sides. We might as well just confirm that we have the correct ILS frequency picked up and configured as well. So our frequency is going to be in the, let's see, ISNQ. ISNQ is select and frequency is correct. Course with Airbus does automatically, so we'll do that as soon as we get the ILS capture. The plan is to fly to the Woody waypoint and then go direct to this Kilo Alpha Romeo Foxtrot Oscar waypoint. And then let's see, 3,200 feet has been set. Going to land with flaps full for this landing. Land with flaps full, and I forgot to set the minimums. So let's do that immediately. We are currently a category D, so 600, sorry, category A we are, so 697 feet above the ocean, so 697. Since we are a heavy aircraft, we'll need a little bit more extra clearance compared to some smaller aircraft. to U. And we're going to use manual landing, auto brake, selected to low for landing, and we're going to have a good stop margin. So auto brake low can be armed. Allow me to hit it. There we go. And let's see, speed brakes are down. Let's go direct to our next waypoint. And let's go straight in for now. Let me just quickly get the zeta frequency for Seattle. So alright, our zeta frequency is going to be 11990, and guard frequency has been set, and we can set the Unicom frequency. Right, you have the zeta frequency and Unicom is selected. We stick to both frequencies as we are expected to do. And extend speed brake. And speed brake are fully out. And we are 22 miles out of the airport. Speed brakes back down. And 5,000 feet, localizer and glider slope has both been received by the aircraft. Even though we are a little bit too high, we are a little bit too far out and to the left of the glider slope to be able to capture it and the localizer for the same matter. So let's see, 4,000 feet. And at least have Seattle in sight, so that's great. You might see some FPS dip on the way in, but there shouldn't be too many. Hopefully I'll be able to have 30 FPS so I can land manually, because that is the most fun. And there we have the Seattle area. We are now flying in from the northeast. So we should be able to see the downtown of the city in a short while. Sorry about that. And altitude has been reached, 2,200 feet. We're not going to go any lower until we are capture the ILS and localizer. Let's arm the approach mode, localizer and glider slope category 3 single. And there we have the downtown. Not the best quality as you can see because I have turned everything down to the lowest possible to save FPS, but distance, it looks great-ish. And there we have the skyline coming into view. Looking great. And there we have the Seattle Tower and Space Needle, to be precise. And we are now taking over the manual speed of the aircraft, speed to 180 knots. And localizer is alive. And it's not live again. Localizer captured. And flaps 1. Glide slope has been captured, 8 miles out, gear down. And we're now below 8 miles of the runway, airport in sight, speed to 160 knots.
2,500.
Check, flaps 2. Gear down, 3 green. No slide to landing, and same with the turn of flight. And we are now flying over the Boeing field with an Airbus.
2,000.
2,000 feet. And flaps 2 has been set, speed to 160 knots. Flaps 3. Speed brake is arm. And speed at 175. Flaps full. Speed to the landing speed of 130 something knots. 130 blank, I believe. Yes, 130. Flaps full, gear down, cabin can be worn. Right, you have airport inside, 1500 feet. Alright, looks like I'm just going to arm category 3 just because my FPS started to dip a little bit.
Approaching 16 left.
Right runway has been confirmed, runway 16 left. Alright, switch.
500.
Switching view. Alright, just going to let it go in auto land mode
100 above.
because my FPS started to get low.
300. Minimum.
Continue.
$100, 980, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, retard, 10, 9,
Alright, that was a little bit of a rough landing, but we're now on the ground. 80 knots. Alright, let's take manual braking, aircraft slowing down. Speed brake and flaps can come back down and up. Both brake fans coming on. Nose light, sorry, landing light off, nose light to taxi to the flight, not needed for now. Wing lights, everything else select off, off and off. APU master on. And of course we're gonna start the APU. Stop the chrono, forgot to do that. Right, 9 hours 57 minutes, let's go to the gate. Welcome to Seattle everybody, hope you enjoyed this flight. If you did, put a like, subscribe, give my channel for more videos, check out my playlist if you want to binge my for longer videos. Other than that, see you next video, fly over out, have a awesome day.